All right, guys, as you might have guessed by the little intro shot there, next video is going to be with this Ruger 1022 with the ATI Strike Force folding stock on it. I picked this gun up at a pawn shop several months back and got a really good deal on it. There was a couple of small issues with it, and like I said, the guy at the pawn shop knew him, and he was just trying to get his money back out of it, I think, more than anything. But the issue he was having was when you put the magazines in, this opening right here was a little bit too wide, and it was letting the magazine just waller all over the place and not engage real good. And the solution that I had was to take a little piece of thin plastic and fold it over and wedge it up in there on one side. And so far, this thing has worked flawlessly. I want to figure out how to attach that piece of plastic more permanent to where I don't have to worry about it. It will move around a little bit as you're moving mags in and out, but so far so good. But I had these 9 different rounds of 22 long rifle doing a video with the Mossberg 151 MB. Go check out that video. It should be posted up there. And while I had everything out and set up, I wanted to go ahead and put some rounds through this. I've had this out once before and checked the scope on it. I had to remount the scope and reattach it. The metal anyway, we'll get turned around here. I've got target stand at 50 feet, and I'll get some rounds down range here in a few minutes and see how this thing does. This is the Laser 22. This is the Browning. This is the CCI Mini Mag. All right, let's take a quick look at these. This is the Blazer. This is the Browning, and this is the CCI Mini Mags. 3 good groups. Of course, this is a little 4-power scope too, and crosshairs at this distance makes it really, really easy to aim. All right, let's go back and get the next ones. And I am running these in the same order as I ran the rounds in the last video with that Mossberg. So this is the Winchester Super Suppressed. Ragged hole. Next is the Federal Champion 510. Another big rag and roll. And this is the American Eagle, Federal American Eagle. All right, so failure to eject on the spent case. The last round is in the chamber. Let's see if we can pick that one up and get it to fire. Once again, we've got pretty good groups. This really is a sweet little setup down here with the that little 4-power scope on it. All right, this was the Winchester Super Suppressed, the Federal 510, Federal Champion 510, and the Federal American Eagle. So nice groups. That Federal 510 just laid in there. All right, guys, so here's the last round. This is the Norma TAC 22. Norma Match 22. And last is the Aguila 22 Subsonic. All right, let's go check those out. All right, Norma TAC 22, Norma Match 22, Aguila Subsonic 22. So this and this was my 2 subsonic loads. This and this are my best groups. Let me get these labeled up. So, all right, guys, got everything marked up here, and you can see what we've got. CCI Blazer, Browning, CCI Mini Mag, Winchester Super Suppressed, Federal Champion 510, Federal American Eagle, Norma TAC 22, Norma Match 22, and Aguila 22 Subsonic. And I'll say that this Norma TAC 22 and this Federal Champion 510 were probably the overall best groups. CCI Blazer had another really good group as well, but for being centered on the target dot, Federal Champion 510. That is absolutely dead center, probably a 1/4 inch group at 50 yards. And, you know, this thing is it's a sweet little package. All right, guys, so here's what we just got done shooting today. This is a Ruger 1022 carbine. I think it's a 16-inch barrel. I picked this up. I already had this ATI Strike Force stock and side folder mounted to it. The gun was pretty nasty. Looked like it had been rolling around the back of somebody's truck or a four-wheeler for a while. And got it all taken apart, cleaned up real good. Had some minor rust starting on the barrel up here in a few spots, and I got that all cleaned up and stabilized. And it's just a really nice piece. This is a nice shooter. The 1022 action in here is exactly what you think it would be. You know, the trigger is spot on, nice crisp break, very short take up on it. The stock itself, the ATI Strike Force, you've got an adjustable buttstock here with a pretty good length of pull of adjustment. Looks like that's about 4.5 inches. You have an adjustable comb here, nice rubber padded buttstock. This would be a great buttstock for a much larger caliber than a 22. It's got a sling adapter back here on the back end, but I don't see one on the front end anywhere. Of course, you could always put one here. This does have 3 pieces of rail all the way around for lights and whatever you want to mount, bipod. I have the ASR quick adapter for my Silencer Co. Hybrid 46M suppressor, so I can throw a suppressor on this pretty quick if I want to. This is a side folder, so there's a button here on the side. You push and push down on everything, and that stock does fold around, as you can see. And you got to push the button again to release it to open it up. So the buttstock does lock back in place. And actually, this gun will fire with the buttstock closed on it. So, you know, this is a fully functional gun with the buttstock closed. You can get in here to the magazine. There's my plastic that I cut. So you can get in and out with magazine changes, whatever you need to do with the buttstock closed as well as open. And just a nice little package. Tasco 3-7 by 20 scope on it. You saw at 50 feet, it just performed flawlessly. And, you know, all in all, this is a great little package. So, you know, I will say that the only issue with it, and the reason I got it like I did, the opening, the width of the magwell opening here, without this piece of plastic inserted, you can see that plastic in there. That's actually cut out of a wiper fluid jug and doubled over to thicken this up enough. There was so much slop in here that the magazines would just wobble back and forth. And actually, they were having a hard time pickling the rounds up out of the magazine because there was so much play in the magazine. But put that in there. It's not fixed in place right now. It's just tensions holding it in there. It functions fine as it is. I am thinking about taking a piece and possibly putting in some type of an adhesive here and actually gluing a piece of this in here. I just want to make sure that I don't leave a lip down here that's going to catch on the magazine. That might keep me from buying this buttstock in the future, just because as this comes down, you've got these 2 little fingers right here that hold the front and the back half of this buttstock together, and it's a little bit of a weak spot. So, you know, that's thinned out a little bit. It's opened up a little bit. Could use a little more meat in there. Maybe something ATI would want to take a look at adjusting and making a change there. But other than that, it's a nice little package. So if you've got one of these, if you've run it, if you've had any issues other than the magazine here, I'd like to hear about them. Leave those in my comments. And as always, hit that like and subscribe button. And thanks for watching. Matt Kentucky Range Time. We'll catch you on the next one.